We've got this F87 M2 in Long Beach Blue at Reedish Motorsport today for Eibach spring, lowering spring upgrade, which is a really popular item on the M2s. So we thought we'd do a video because lots of people ask us about this, and after doing this a few times, it might show some of the differences for the repair and also the heights. So we've done a height measurement before the car comes in, before it's on a flat floor, and before we lift it onto the ramp. We've done a height measurement through the most reliable method, which is a tape measure just on the wheel rim going up to the hovering near the arch. And reading wise in millimeters, we've got 623 millimeters on the left front, 625 millimeters on the right front. On the left rear, we've got 618 millimeters, and then on the right rear, we've got 622 millimeters. So very equal all round on original OEM suspension. And we'll start this process now and then do another measurement at the end and see how much it's dropped. So halfway through the rear spring, Eibach spring installation now. Old one's still fitted on the left hand side, which we need to do, and the new one is fitted on the right hand side. Here's a comparison of the new Eibach spring versus the old one. This end is level and this end, there's a very slight difference visually. Not a great amount, but once that's fitted and the weight of the car is on that spring and we've road tested it, then we'll be able to know and remark at how much they lower by. We're onto the front suspension now. Here's the new Eibach spring versus the old spring. And here's the M2 with the left front suspension strut assembly removed. So we're looking up at the wheel arch. Here's the wheel arch line there, and there we can see through the turret into the engine bay because we've got the strut out of the car, and the strut is going in a spring compressor so that we can clamp the spring, take the tension off it, and then remove the top mount, and then remove the spring, put the new spring on, and in reverse then tension it and put the top mount on. So here's the other side strut. This is the right hand side front in the spring compressor, which is hydraulically operated to take the tension off of the spring so that we can then undo the top mount nut, and then that will release the spring for us. So it's all a safe way to do this, and then we can release the pressure, and that allows the spring to come back to normal height, and then we can take that off of the strut and then put the new one on and build it up in reverse. Now the Eibach springs are installed on the front. Brand new, obviously shiny black Eibach front springs on this F87 M2. So that completes the installation, front and rear springs. Now we can get the wheels on, torque those, and then go out on road test. And also, whilst we're installing these Eibach springs, the customers asked us to install these front carbon mud flaps, which go just behind the wheel arch liner there. So we're just fitting them back to fit this one. We've just fitted one to the other side, which you may be able to make out here, which just give a little bit of protection to stop the stone rash down the sides, and particularly for the rear wing area. Also, the final thing, whilst this M2 is with us, rear bumper reflector deletes. So we've just taken out the reflector, and here's the deletes which are going in next. So that's the work completed on this M2. We've been out on road test to check the Eibach lowering spring work is all well, which it is great. We've done approximately 2.5 miles on road test, and then brought the car back into the workshop on the flat floor and carried out those measurements again. So on the left front, we've got 606 millimeters. On the right front, we've got 604 millimeters. On the left rear, we've got 606 millimeters. And on the right rear, we've got 601 millimeters. So when we work those out on an average over the four, the average is 18 millimeter drop, which is quite similar to what the Eibach lowering springs claim. And that may well drop a little bit more because it's only driven 2.5 miles. Once that's in general usage, I'd expect it might drop a little bit more. So that's the work complete on this M2. If you've got an M2, you're considering suspension change, a lowering spring, any sort of upgrades or performance items, give us a call at Reedish Motorsport and we'll be happy to help you. And there's a vehicle parked outside on a perspective so you get an idea of the drop. It is parked on a slope, and like I say, it's given an average of 18mm drop on the Eibach lowering springs. And we've also fitted these carbon supplied sort of front, almost like mud flaps, but they're more sort of stone guard protections. When you look down the side and see how much the wheel can poke out, it'd be sensible to protect the side of the rear arches from stones and debris. And then also it's had a rear reflector delete as well, which is fitted and was very straightforward. And that's the end of the work here on this M2 at Reedish Motorsport.